You're listening to the Behind Ears podcast, because everybody does Disney differently. The Behind Ears podcast crew would like to thank the following sponsors for their generous support. If you have a little one and you're going to Walt Disney World, you're going to need a stroller. I'll tell you what, KingdomStrollers.com is the place where you want to look into. I'll tell you, I've destroyed my fair share of strollers while at Walt Disney World, and those things are not cheap. But getting something from KingdomStrollers.com, they'll be able to help you pick out the perfect stroller for you. And the nice part is that because they're a Disney preferred provider, they'll be able to drop it off and pick it up right from your Disney resort at no extra charge. So if you don't want to necessarily destroy your stroller in the process and you want to have a great Disney vacation with your little one, contact KingdomStrollers.com and they'll set you right up. That's KingdomStrollers.com. Do you want to save around 40% off Disney's prices for deluxe on-property accommodations? Contact DVC-rental.com. They help out Disney Vacation Club owners rent out points that they're not going to use. These points mean savings for you on your next trip at Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Vero Beach, Florida, and Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. The DVC member books everything in your name, just like any other reservation. And if you ever decide that you want to become a DVC member, you can check out our sister company, BuyAndSellDVC.com. As a licensed realtor, they sell DVC contracts for members at a savings of 30 to 40% off Disney's prices. And if you're looking to sell your contract, BuyAndSellDVC.com has one of the industry's lowest commissions at only 6.5%. Again, that's DVC-rental.com for your rental needs and BuyAndSellDVC.com to buy or sell into the Disney Vacation Club at a large discount. And make sure you tell them that the Behind Ears podcast crew sent you.
Attention wizards and witches. The Expedition Roasters head roastmaster is pleased to announce the release of 4 new wizarding brews. Are you charming and courageous, book-smart and brilliant, big-hearted and kind, or possibly cunning and ambitious? You may have to try all 4 to find out which house roast you belong to. So cast a transporting spell over to Expeditionroasters.com to begin your journey. And don't forget to continue your adventure with our large selection of pop culture-inspired themed coffees. There's always an adventure in every bag. Behind the Ears podcast fans, be sure to use the code EARS20 for 20% off your first order. That's EARS20 at Expeditionroasters.com. Brew, your happy place.
Ho, ho, ho. It is Behind the Ears podcast. I am Uncle Santa Claus, also known as Uncle Danny, also just known as Danny. My little elf helper. I wish I had fake snow. That'd be so cool right now.
Fake snow?
I should put it. You know what? I want to take a moment to apologize to all of the viewers. Chris is not in a jolly mood right now. And 2, we were ill-prepared and we don't have Santa hats on. This show's all about Christmas. We're going to be breaking down Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and about some of the tips and tricks we both learned over the time doing it and some of the things to look out for this year. But before we do that, we need to say hi to Mr. Chris. Sir, how are you?
I'm doing great. You sound like Barry White.
Still?
Oh my goodness gracious. For some reason, the Barry White bug hit Danny. So
Is that better?
Oh, that is much better. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for trying. You're back to, normal, which, that's always debatable, I guess. There you go.
Very true.
Very true. So let me ask you.
With an echo.
Yeah, well,
what's up?
You'll have to take it for right now. So let me ask you something. When it comes Christmas parties, how many Christmas parties have you been to?
Uno.
Just one?
Just a long time ago. I'm a Halloween guy. And with my current job for the past almost 10 years, I'm not making it.
Well, Okay. It's been a couple of years since I've done it, but the fact of the matter is that all the years, and I would spread it out over a period of time, but for the times that I actually did the Christmas party, I think one of the number one questions that we see right now, and actually to tell you the truth, the funny part is that you start seeing this question like start coming up in like June, and that is the Christmas party worth it? And that is a real interesting question. Is the Christmas party worth it? And my answer to that, first and foremost, I just want to go ahead and get this out of the way. If you have never done the Christmas party before, I really think that it's something that you ought to try. And at the same time, as long as you actually try to do the things that are normally not a part of your daily park touring plans during the day, you're going to find a lot of really unique and cool things to do at the Christmas party. I just think that one of the biggest mistakes that people make is thinking the Christmas party is going to, basically be a fast track to tons of rides, and there's only going to be 7 other people in the park at the same time. I just honestly think if you think that way, you're doing it wrong. But I just think that for people who are like out of town guests, I do think that it's one of those cases where it makes a lot of sense to try it if you've never tried it before. Just you kind of have to have an idea of what you're going to get into. So I'll just leave it at that. And I think one of the problems that I ran into one of the first times we did it, you kind of have to, you kind of want to get the most out of it, right? So take a nap during the day, get there early, and enjoy it until they kick you out. That's my biggest thing. So if you got little kids, it's something that you really kind of have to take into consideration for it. So
let's just dive right into it. The first number I'm going to read to you is going to be the adult price. The second number will be obviously the child's price. And normally we break it down like we'll give you like the amount of days. We're just going to read the calendar straight out. But before we get started, anybody who was flying down, this actually, by the time you hear this podcast, and actually by the time you're listening, I just realized that today got sold out. Day 1, November 8th, Thursday, sold out. Can't even get tickets. But moving forward, we have Friday the 9th, $99 and $94. Once again, I'll reiterate it. The first number I'm going to read is adult ticket price. The second will be a child's price. So November 9th, $8.99 and $94. Then we have Monday and Tuesday, November 12th and the 13th, $95 and $90. Thursday, $95 and $90. Friday the 16th, $99 and $94. We have our first Sunday of the month because they are off. No Christmas parties from the 17th to the 24th. And that's obviously Thanksgiving week. So we will see no Christmas parties during that week. They will resume on Sunday, November 25th, $99 and $94. Tuesday the 27th, $99.94, and Thursday and Friday the 29th and the 30th, $99 and $94. Moving into December.
Hold on a second. Here's the thing that kind of makes me wonder. You got a lot of people that are going to be going down during that week of Thanksgiving, and they're not going to have a Christmas party during that week.
Christmas party from the 17th to the 24th. That is correct.
Okay, well, I just
I actually like it though.
No, I get it, but the thing is, I
close Magic Kingdom down on a busy week 3 times.
I'm not saying 3 times. I mean, even just once. No, I get it. I understand why, but the thing is,
I get where you're coming from.
I mean, there's 2 sides to this coin for sure, right? The good news is that it's going to be the week of Thanksgiving. It quickly builds up from Monday to Thursday as being a relatively busy time. It's still a good time to go, in my opinion, but it's going to be very busy. And I can understand that concept of the Christmas party, shutting Magic Kingdom down, but you do have 3 other parks.
And Justin says he believes the cast member Christmas party is during that week.
I thought
Aren't they also doing filming during that week?
No, it's going to be done like here relatively soon, beginning part of November.
Okay.
And it's only going to be for Magic Kingdom probably in the morning.
Okay. So moving into December, the only days they will be available are Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So you will catch a break on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday of full open day availability. So that is the first one will technically be December 2nd, which is a Sunday, $99.94. Tuesday the 4th, $99.94. Thursday, $99.94. Seeing a trend here. Then we're going to see Friday the price jump up to $109 and $104. Then once again, Sunday the 9th, Tuesday the 11th, and Thursday the 13th, all $99.94, which Friday jumps up, which is December 14th, to $109 and $104. Then to close out December, this is their last week. The 16th is $99.94. That will be your latest date you can go with it being that cheap. The next 3 days are going to be the highest priced so far and overall. Tuesday the 18th, Thursday the 20th, and Friday the 21st. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I apologize. Tuesday the 18th and Thursday the 20th. Ticket prices are $115 for adults, $110 for children. The most expensive day is Friday the 21st, their last party. $125 for adults, $120 for children. That is pricey.
Yeah.
Say you had 2 kids. You know what? Let's say you have 1 kid from the ages 3 to 9. One of them's older, so you get a hit with an adult. So an average family of 4. Okay, after taxes, on the most expensive day. So you want to go Friday the 21st of December. You've got technically 3 adults, 1 child.
You're hitting that $500 mark.
$527.19. What? Come on, man. I'm not usually one to complain about prices. That is absurd. That is absurd for a 4-hour party.
Well, it's more than 4 hours if you're there.
All right, so technically 7 if you capitalize.
You get there at the beginning at 4:00. And when's it go until midnight?
Yeah.
Okay. And the thing is here's the interesting part to it. If you think of it as a full park day, almost a full park day, and you play it right, and you're not there on an annual pass, and you're there on a regular pass, and maybe even not a hopper, it's another day at the park. So it kind of depends a little bit on how you look at it. If you're not going on that very last day where it's the most expensive, you're actually looking at a discounted 1-day rate, which I realize is not exactly a apples for apples comparison. I totally agree. But, if you're not doing anything, or it's actually really a pretty good idea for last hurrah, or, what if you happen to, travel during the day and you just kind of want to do something that whole night and you're planning for it. It may not necessarily be as bad of a deal as you think, but it really kind of depends on how you do it. And Scott also basically makes mention of something that's, I think, really cool. If you're a DVC member, you can get in on that party ticket at 2:00 in the afternoon, which really makes it even a better argument if you ask me. So you kind of have to look at it in a couple different ways. Yes, it is pricey on that last day. If you think you're going to make a full day out of it and just, kind of a second shift type of thing, it may not be a bad deal. So, again, it depends on how you're going to do it and what you're going to do there. Again, do the special Christmassy things.
Yeah.
So what we're going to talk about next is the Christmas party's entertainment, treat lineup, and schedule. So for entertainment, we have a Frozen Holiday Wish, and the two showings, I believe, don't quote me on it, aren't most of these like Halloween subject to change due to inclement weather?
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, that is one thing. While the weather is better in December, I think, than like if you try to compare with December in the sense of rain or storms and this, that, and the other, it still happens in the wintertime. Don't let Floridians tell you otherwise. But the thing of it is that you still are buying basically a non-refundable ticket. Yeah. And my whole take on it is that, Disney technically does not have to do anything for you in the cases of inclement weather. A lot of times you hear stories of people, getting taken care of by Disney because of it. Hey, listen, your mileage may vary. The ticket basically says non-refundable. The event goes on rain or shine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have to take that in mind. No, well, there's also one other thing. That's why I would never say don't make it your last day, just in case for some reason something does happen and Disney does take care of the guest.
Is my voice okay?
You sound awesome, dude.
Okay, because I just saw a comment that popped up and I was just curious. Okay, so let's keep moving on here. We have a Frozen Holiday Wish. The two offerings are 6:15 and 8:15 p.m. Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration on the castle stage. Now, there's a few, so hold on here. We've got 7:40, 9:25, 10:30, and 11:55. We have Club Tinsel, which is a dance party over at Cosmic Rays, and that goes the whole length of the party from 7 p.m. to midnight.
I will say that is a lot of fun. I mean, it's kind of a nice little break. Get yourself something from Cosmic Rays, but you hear the dance music. It's a lot of fun. It's very upbeat.
We have a Totally Tomorrowland Christmas on the Rocket Tower Plaza stage. Obviously Tomorrowland. 7:45, 8:35, 9:25, 10:45, and 11:35. We have the Edge Effect on the Rocket Tower Plaza stage. 8:10, 9, 10:20, 11:10. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Parade begins in Frontierland, and that is either the 8:30 show or the 11 p.m. show. Holiday Wishes, will be blasted off at 10 p.m. The Reindeer Wranglers over in Frontierland. Offerings are 7:15, 8:05, 9:30, 10:30, and 11:45. Some specialty treats locations at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. We have the Mickey Santa Claus Sugar Cookie at Market Street on Main Street, USA, and that is only available, people pay attention, until 8 p.m. Very odd one. Why only till 8 p.m.? Because technically the party doesn't officially start until 7. So if this is something you want and you're one of those people that's going to get there right at 7, you might want to make sure this is one of the things you get done right away.
Gotta get cookie. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, if you wanted also to see the fireworks, but not, wanted to see the fireworks but don't have a ticket, go have dinner over at California Grill.
Yeah, go hang out at Polly.
I've done it. I've done that exact thing to see the Christmas fireworks during the Christmas party, but not at the Christmas party. I was over at Cali Grill. It was pretty epic.
Yeah. We also have the snow cone, a snowman soft pretzel, and that's over at Tortuga Tavern in Adventureland. We've got the eggnog and ginger molasses cookie over at the ticket office in Liberty Square. We have Dove chocolate and apple cider. I'm assuming the Dove chocolate, they meant hot chocolate, but maybe couldn't say that. Not right, sure why. That's over at Friar's Nook in Fantasyland. We have a peppermint crunch cookie at Pete's Silly Sideshow in Storybook Circus in Frontierland. Hot chocolate, Fanta, and a variety of cookies in Pinocchio's Village. Fanta? Chocolate chip cookies and snow cone at Annie's Gravity's Galactic Goodies in Tomorrowland, which is a very underrated little snack place in Tomorrowland.
What, anti-gravities?
Yes.
Okay.
They make some good stuff.
Well-
I enjoy going there.
Yeah.
We also have the hot chocolate and snickerdoodle cookie over at Cosmic Rays. Okay, so that's the free lineup there. I want to point out some weird things. So they're offering Dove chocolate, which is not hot chocolate. It's just a legit piece of Dove chocolate, and apple cider. Those are very odd things to have in the same building. Then they have hot chocolate, Fanta, and a variety of cookies. Those are just odd things to be just kind of put together. Like, here, have an orange soda and a snickerdoodle. Bye now. Like,
Or actually, I don't even think an orange and a snickerdoodle would go.
isn't that what a fan? Oh, I know. I guess Fanta does make grape.
Oh yeah, there's Fanta makes all those funny flavors.
Yeah, but it's all funny flavors. That's why it was odd. Characters at the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, because we know we get asked this a lot, so pay attention. We're gonna go through it. Main Street USA will have Santa Claus, Mickey Mouse, Jack Skellington, and Sally. Over in Adventureland, we'll have Aladdin, Jasmine, Genie, Abu, Captain, Jack Sparrow, Moana. There it is. We literally just talked about this the other day. So if you are a diehard Moana,
Try it again.
If you are a diehard Moana fan and you have been looking for her, I just told you where it is. Moana and also Peter Pan will be located over in Adventureland. Frontierland, they're going to have the Country Bears, which go check them out. They're a lot of fun. Great pictures. This one I'm actually, I know this should excite some people. We've got over in Liberty Square, Mary Poppins and Bert. Don't know why Bert. Well, I get why Bert, but it's just why Mary Poppins?
Why? What do you mean?
Well, how do they go hand in hand?
Well, first off, I want you to think of something. If I'm not mistaken, Mary Poppins is coming. The Mary Poppins Return movie is coming out. Like,
yeah. So I mean, they're pushing, but why there though?
Nowhere else to go.
Fair enough. I can respect that.
Having Mary Poppins in Tomorrowland doesn't really seem right.
That's true too. What about you could have put her in Fantasyland though?
Which I think actually.
Because next, I'm going to read Fantasyland. You're going to see why I put her there.
Okay.
You've got Ariel and Prince Eric, Rapunzel and Finn, Cinderella and Prince Charming, Belle, Pooh, and friends, Snow White and Prince, Aurora, Prince Philip, Alana of Avalor, Minnie Mouse, Tiana, and Naveen. I would put Mary Poppins in there and moved Minnie Mouse to Main Street USA with Santa Claus, Mickey Mouse, Jack Skellington, and Sally. Because Jack Skellington's got Sally, why can't Mickey have his mouse?
Well, I was actually going to say you can actually move Mary Poppins to Main Street, and you can move Jack and Sally over to Fantasyland.
You could do that too.
That's to me, Mary Poppins and Bert.
But Jack Skellington and Sally are very Christmas though.
Well, I understand that, but I'm kind of thinking to myself, if you really want decorum to match as close as possible, nothing comes close except for Main Street when it comes to, Bert and Mary Poppins. But, that's just my 2 cents. Your mileage may vary. Taxes not included, void or prohibited by law. But, but yeah, those are all some good pairings too,
Very good pairings.
Lot of characters.
And also over in tomorrow, we still have Fantasyland and Tomorrowland to go. So, no, we did Fantasyland, right? Yeah, we did Fantasyland. We have another section of Fantasyland. I didn't realize this. There's a whole other subject inside Fantasyland, right? You got the 7 dwarfs. Oh my, no way. I gotta go.
What?
I gotta go.
Where?
They got Donald Duck and Scrooge McDuck. They've got Scrooge McDuck out. Yes. That is awesome.
I know there are 2 characters that you always love to see. It's Scrooge McDuck and
get the other one.
It's
another odd one.
No, I know. No, McQuack.
You're so close.
Just hold on. Launchpad, McQuack.
No.
No?
Close though. You're close.
Thought it was Launchpad.
Darkwing Duck.
Oh, well, okay.
So you were close. You were in the same genre. You're right where you had to be.
Oh, okay.
Someone was
Because I
just asking
remember.
a question. Where,
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry,
No,
real
no,
quick.
no.
Where Mary Poppins is? She, because we kind of confused some people there. Mary Poppins will be located in Liberty Square. I apologize. So you were saying?
No, it's just I remember going there this past summer and seeing Launchpad over at Dinoland. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Launchpad. Danny would go spasmatic.
Oh, I would. Like, I love those old school characters, the odd characters, and I'm hoping eventually, they start to bring more of them out. Like you started to see the reoccurrence, and now Figment is so large, but it started off small. I'm not saying Darkwing Duck's ever going to take over. I'm not saying Launchpad's ever going to take over. You know, Scrooge McDuck, I think, is only going to see him during Christmas, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But Launchpad and Darkwing Duck are very close, and
I
don't know if you ever see him come out.
But here's the thing. I think I don't want to say it's a shame, but it's somewhat of a small disappointment that I think it's a disappointment that the only time we've been able to see Moana so far is at the party.
Yeah, I think that's very cool. And Tomorrowland, I think. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish reading that.
Oh, sorry.
So it was in Fantasyland because it was my fault. I freaked out. Seven Dwarfs, Donald Duck, Scrooge McDuck, Minnie and Daisy. So you have two minis.
Maybe they rotate.
Maybe.
Because
This is saying Minnie and Daisy, Santa Goofy, Team and Doc McStuffins, and I've never heard of this character, so please don't give Vampirina.
Vampirina. Yeah, she's kind of the Disney Junior. One of the Disney Junior shows. She's a vampire.
Who's Timon? Timon.
That's Timon.
Oh, I never knew it was spelled that way. I was like, I don't know this character. I see now. If I was texting you, Uncle Danny would not have texted Timon that way. I would have had an A, a couple O's, an N, and an E. Timon.
Oh my lord.
Whatever.
Okay. Yes.
Hush your face. So some solid characters coming out. Tomorrowland, we have the reindeer and polar bears, Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps. So a little taste of Zootopia in there, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Attractions operating during the Christmas party. Another hot topic question that was always asked us. On Main Street, USA, it's the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom and Town Square Theater. Over in Adventureland, Swiss Family Treehouse, the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, and the reversion of not the Jungle Cruise during this time of the year, it will be the Jingle Cruise, as well as Pirates of the Caribbean. Over in Frontierland, Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, and the Country Bear Jamboree. Liberty Square, hey, all you Hall of Presidents fans, it's not open. Only the Haunted Mansion will be open. Fantasyland, we have Barnstormer, Dumbo, Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid. We've got the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Mad Tea Party, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, so all your kids can lick the walls.
I knew you were going to say
Princess Fairy Tale, Prince Charming's Regal Carousel, Peter Pan's Flight. Maybe your only time to get on Peter Pan that's under a 3-hour wait. And that pesky ride, It's a Small World. And since we're talking about pesky rides, we'll move into Tomorrowland. The Tomorrowland Speedway will be open. Space Mountain, Astro Orbiter, Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover, and of course, Buzz Lightyear Space Spin Ranger. Now, would it be a Behind the Ears podcast show if we didn't talk food? We talked about some of the free treats we're going to get. What are some of the holiday offerings available? We have them at the Main Street Bakery. They will be serving holiday Mickey cinnamon rolls, a chocolate Yule log, Sugar Rush jumbo cupcake, and a Mickey ornament gingerbread cookie.
What is the Yule log?
A chocolate Yule log?
Yeah, what does it say? Does it give a description
It
of
does
that?
not give a description of it. So if you would like to Google that, well, I keep reading.
Disney chocolate Yule log.
Let's see what it comes as. I don't know why someone's taking away my. Oh, because I didn't know those two characters. All right, you know what? My apologies. We actually lost a lot of viewers right as I did that. So
Are you serious?
Yeah, we had a big drop right there.
Oh,
Losing some credibility. Over at Casey's Corner, they will be serving an ugly sweater brownie and their specialty hot dog of the day, which is not listed. We over at the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor will be serving a peppermint ice cream. Pecos Bill will serve the Three Caballeros spiced chocolate Yule log. Now they have the same thing, Chris, but this one's spiced. Churros, Feliz Navidad nachos.
Feliz Navidad. Nachos. Feliz Navidad.
Sleepy Hollow will be serving a red velvet zero waffle sundae and a Sandy Claus dessert. That's funny. I like that plan.
Okay. Now I know what they mean by Yule log, and the only thing I have to say is I can't find a picture of the exact thing, but I happened to run across an article from the Disney Parks blog that actually goes back to December of 2012.
Oh, wow.
And it's basically contains the recipe for one of the double chocolate Yule logs over at the Disney Cruise Lines. And all I have to say, if you can't tell, I'm already like looking at this going, oh gosh, I'm salivating. I'm sorry. It is what it is. The four main ingredients: chocolate sponge cake, chocolate ganache, chocolate mousse, and chocolate glaze. Yeah, this is definitely not keto friendly
Or diabetic safe.
No. And the funny
Not
part is, okay,
diabetic
so if you
safe
look
at all.
up Disney Cruise Line double chocolate Yule log recipe, you'll basically go right to it, and then you have to scroll down. It actually gives the recipe. Oh, the recipe's not there. It says page not found. So disappointed.
Oh, did Stitch eat the page?
No, actually went to a Facebook page instead, and unfortunately it gave the thumbs up with the little tape around the thumb. But
We might have a picture of the Yule log already up in the community. Tanya posted a Yule log.
Oh, Tanya, I didn't get a chance to look at all the pictures that you posted earlier over at the community yet before the show. It's been quite a busy evening. But all I got to say is, man, all those yummies. And I know that you only talked about it at one place. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Let's keep moving here. We have Gaston's Tavern will serve the Gaston's cinnamon roll and an eclair. Storybook Treats will serve a peppermint soft serve. Here we go. A Scrooge McDuck eggnog custard dessert. Get in my belly. I don't care if it's not even good. If it's Scrooge McDuck, it is for me. Anti-Gravities will be serving a Christmas cookie sundae or milkshake. Sounds so good.
Oh, I don't. Is that? Oh my gosh! I mean, I could just say, "Hey, we're going to take broken up Christmas cookies. We're going to put it in the blender with a whole bunch of ice cream and mix it all together, and it's going to be a little gritty, but it's going to have that flavor to it." Oh my gosh!
Oh, so you're taking it that way. I'm taking it more of like what birthday cake is.
Yeah. What about
Ice
it?
cream. There's no grittiness to it. It's just pre-made ice cream that tastes like birthday cake.
I picture it. Do you remember when there was a certain pie store that will go unmentioned? A big pie store that you can go and have dinner but stay for the pie. It's kind of a square,
Square?
Baker Square.
Oh.
Anyway, they used to have milkshakes that they made out of pieces of their pie, literally. I mean,
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, we just take the piece of pie, put it into the thing with ice cream and milk, and all of a sudden you get. Yeah, it was good if you did French silk. Not so good if you did like rhubarb.
Cosmic Rays will be serving a Jolly Holiday Burger as well as a Mickey's Very Merry Berry Lemonade, which actually sounds good, but sounds kind of sweet. Some of the restaurants that will be opening during the party on Main Street, the bakery, Plaza Ice Cream, Casey's, and Crystal Palace will be open until 8 p.m. In Adventureland, Aloha Isle. In Frontierland, Pecos Bill will be operating until 11, and the Golden Oak Outpost will also be operating until 11 p.m. Over in Liberty Square, the Columbian Harbor House will be operating until 8 p.m. Sleepy Hollow and Liberty Square Market until 9 p.m. Fantasyland, Storybook Treats, Be Our Guest Restaurant will be operating until 10 p.m. Gaston's Tavern until 10 p.m. and Cinderella's Royal Table until 10 p.m. In Tomorrowland, Cosmic Rays, Starlight Cafe, Annie Gravity's Galactic Goodies, and the Launching Pad.
There you go.
Those
More food than you know what to do with.
Yeah, a lot of food.
I'm going to tell you right now.
I know it has nothing to do with the holiday party, but I know I had heard that they enhanced the laser effects over at the Sunset Seasons greetings over in Hollywood Studios. Something to look forward to. I got to see some of the pictures from Toy Story all dolled up, which looked absolutely phenomenal.
Did you see Rex with his...
I did not see Rex. No.
Rex had his reindeer antlers on. It was really pretty cool.
Awesome.
I'll go back to the whole thing over at the Magic Kingdom. I'll tell you right now. Here's my take. All those snacks and everything and all that food sounds really good. I'm going to be really honest with you though. Try not to spend too much time sitting down having a full meal because there's a lot to do. You know, try. You know, you can actually get something to go, and you can snack on it while you're walking around. Just saying.
Now you might be saying to yourself, "Guys, I want to do some Christmas stuff. I'll do it all during the day. I'll do a little bit at night, but I don't really want to pay for the holiday party." One of the things I highly recommend is doing the Christmas tree trail and the Santa Chalet over at Disney Springs. It is officially opened. There are 27, I believe, this year, unique trees. They do have a Toy Story tree this year and a Haunted Mansion tree. It is open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. You could find it next to the Earl of Sandwich inside the marketplace. And as recent years, you could pick up a paper at the podium to meet Santa in his chalet and then return later with a much minimal wait. Santa will be there daily until December 24th, with Santa Goofy taking over after that because, you know, he's got to get out of his sleigh and go deliver those packages. It's really extensive, though, being able to walk through there. They do serve food that is you have to pay for, the cookies, brownies. They have hot chocolate, hot apple cider, coffee, tea, and liquor. So if you like liquor, that is available. Want to spice up your hot chocolate? That's the place to do it. So do you recommend the holiday party?
Me? I think if people have never done it before, it's one of those things where if you want a special event and you're going there, I think that's something that you really should do. I do know that there are people, and actually I'm kind of going to comment in this manner because there were some people in our audience that were kind of asking a little bit about, you know, whether or not they think that it's worthwhile to make a special trip. That part I'm not as clear on. And the reason why I say that is there are people that go every year specifically for the party. And I think that's really cool. I just also think that, you know, it's one of those cases where, you know, you better have your tickets already if you are already planning to make a special trip out there for it. I just think it's a good thing to try once, at least once. I think it's one of those things where, you know, I really enjoyed it, and I've done it several times. It's not an every year thing for me, mainly because of budgetary constraints. I'll be totally, completely honest with you. But I've always enjoyed it. And I think that if you just follow the simple rule of, you know, don't sit down and eat for long periods of time. Don't, do a lot of the things that you can normally do during the day first. Do the unique things. Enjoy the shows. I think the one part about all the different show times is that obviously the later the night goes, the thinner the crowds will tend to be, because parents, especially with small children, are going to start to leave the park earlier, and so you can really enjoy those shows and so on and so forth, during the later presentations of them. Maybe just something to think about. But, it's one of those cases where, you have Christmas wishes at 10 o'clock. You have other shows at 11-ish. The fact of the matter is that you don't want to sit around waiting for 45 minutes to see a show. You're going to be missing out on a lot of things. So try to hit all the different things that you would do that are very unique. Characters, the dance party, enjoying the parade, things like that. Enjoy those things that you normally wouldn't see. And because there's a lot of people saying, oh, well, you can go ahead and see those things later during the day, like the week of Christmas. And that may be very true. That also is very true that if people aren't going to be there during that week, the Christmas party is their only chance to do it. So I say give it a try. I also say the same thing for the Halloween party. If you don't like it, at least you've tried it, and you've tried something once, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy parts of it, if nothing else. And if you don't enjoy it, then don't plan around it next time. But if you want to make a special trip for it and you've never done it, and you really are already gung ho to do a special trip, make it a big bang type of thing, and just super duper enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of the later parade as well. Speaking of what, Alex says right here, later parades are way better than earlier ones. You do run the risk of things happening in the later parade, freak storm coming in, things like that, where, you could miss it. So you got to stay on top of the weather and everything going on like that. I know the big question is people are going to be like, well, I can only afford one party. Which one should I do? Halloween or Christmas? And to me, that's a judgment on your family. If you're gonna say all equal across the board, because I know people were saying how we even said how expensive this party was. It didn't seem, and I could be mistaken, I can go back and do the research, it didn't seem as any more expensive than what the Halloween party was running. Maybe a few shekels here or there.
It's about the same. I mean, it really is about the same. I mean, you're not talking $20, $30 difference if you're comparing certain dates to certain dates. Obviously Halloween was the most expensive night. And in this case, it's the week before Christmas is going to be, or the weekend before Christmas is going to be the most expensive night. So it's just one of those cases. I think you're right though, Danny. It really kind of depends on what your family likes. I'm not a Halloween fan. I'm really not. I have nothing against it. I'm just not a big Halloween fan. Have I gone to Halloween parties? Yes, more than once too, I might add. And I had a blast. I absolutely had a blast. But I had even more of a blast at the Christmas party because I am more of a Christmas person. It's just like an awesome except no pants and moons. Me, I just have lights. I have lights that shine on the house. Oh, Mickey's.
Okay, you bought the. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to run out, bring Lindsay with me this weekend. We're gonna go do of Lowe's and home displays. Mm-hmm. It's a tough call. I really, really enjoy the Halloween party. I love dressed up. Really gets you in the mood. And to me, it's like that first holiday where, okay, summer holidays are over. Like, okay, this is the row of bang, 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 and we're at Christmas all of a sudden. Usually it's a sign of weather changing for us here in the Northeast. I really love Halloween. I really do. And I think the decorations are done fabulously. But after reading this, I feel like there's more of an offering at the Christmas parties.
There is.
More items for free compared to just trick-or-treating.
Well, except for the tons of candy that some people you know.
Which every time I've gone, I've made out decently, but I've never walked away with pounds of candy like these people are coming home with. So I don't know. They just see the fat kid online, meaning me, and being like, ha, he doesn't need any more candy. Give him 2 pieces.
And that's it.
I don't know.
But here's also the other thing to consider. I think they do a better job at obviously decorating the resorts and downtown and Disney Springs at the same time around this time of year, because like Trisha mentioned, hey, yeah, the gingerbread house is going up right now over at Grand Floridian. That's a big thing. By the way, speaking of gingerbreads, you know that the house really is made out of gingerbread.
Is it really?
Yeah. And the interesting part to it is they sell gingerbread. They sell gingerbread from the gingerbread house. And you can buy a piece. And so we bought a single piece of gingerbread. It was, eh. And the funny part is, you ever have ginger snaps?
I don't like gingerbread.
Okay. Well, here's the funny part. We were expecting it to be like sweet, like a cookie type of thing. And it was nothing like what we expected, to be honest with you. I mean, we're glad we did it, but we're both like, wow, this is not what we expected. And we were like, okay, we tried it. I'm not going to say, oh, we hated it or anything like that. It was just not what we expected. I'm thinking, okay, let's face it. You make the gingerbread houses out of graham crackers when you're a little kid, and somehow somehow you're mentally thinking of something really sweet and Grammy type of thing. No, gingerbread is not really like that. But it was a lot of fun. So the thing is that you can buy a piece of gingerbread. I say go for it. Go try it. Even if you don't go to the party, here's the thing: go to the Grand Floridian. Check out the gingerbread house. Check out the Christmas trees. Make sure you go all the way over to the Wilderness Lodge, because their Christmas tree is epic, in my opinion. Go over to Animal Kingdom Lodge. Go have lunch over at Sanaa or something like that, and then go over to both, for Kidani Village as well as Jumbo House. I always love Jumbo House's Christmas tree. It is exquisitely decorated in kind of an African theme. It is beautiful, absolutely stunningly beautiful. In the past, now I have not seen Christmas at the Polynesian since they redid the lobby area, because they only had a smaller tree and a smaller kind of decoration type area. It was nice, but it was much, much lower scale. And the Contemporary, I think, has more decorations outside than inside. But also the other resorts, especially the moderates as well, they'll have trees, they'll have decorations. So if you're staying at a value or a moderate resort, you're still going to get ample decorations.
But no one doesn't like the deluxes.
What do you mean no one likes the deluxes?
I said no one does it like the deluxes.
Oh, no one does it. Yeah, you are correct. No one does it like the deluxes. You are correct. But I'm thinking to myself, you may think, don't just go around the monorail. I mean, you're going to see some beautiful decorations, especially at the Grand. Take some time. Go over to the Wilderness Lodge. Go over to Animal Kingdom Lodge. If you have to, go grab an Uber from one to another. Really cheap, quick way of doing it. The fact of the matter is they are absolutely stunning. In fact, you can possibly, especially if you are staying at those resorts, find out if they're doing anything special for the holidays. Because in the past, I remember one time, I don't even know why, my daughter and I were kind of walking through, I think it was my daughter and I walking through Wilderness Lodge, and they had a children's choir singing carols.
Oh, wow.
It was very beautiful. And the lights were kind of dimmed. It was really nice. Really, really cool. Oh, Patricia actually mentions drive through Fort Wilderness. Yes. As a matter of fact, that actually reminds me of something that I will have to talk to you outside, Danny. There are people that spend the entire Christmas season over at Fort Wilderness.
Wow.
In their RVs and stuff like that. And they've got things decorated like you would not believe. Patricia, you're absolutely right. That is, from what I understand, is absolutely amazing. And it's all done by the guests. So that's something to really take a look at. So the thing is that, it's not just the Christmas party. Walt Disney World is stunning around the holidays. And I didn't even, oh, by the way, I didn't even mention Disney Springs. Disney Springs is beautifully decorated around this time. If you're a decoration kind of, person, you really like it. You like taking the pictures of Christmas trees and stuff at night. This is the time of year to go. And I would probably say go even just a little bit after Thanksgiving. And I think that you are going to really, really enjoy it. So if you are in the mood for a last minute trip, I'd say go for it. You want to go to the Christmas party? Go for it. Just don't forget the little things. Go tour the resorts. You will not be disappointed. Simple as that. Oh, one other thing. Diana mentions, I can't imagine the crowds during Christmas. Oh yeah, you could imagine the crowds during Christmas and then go ahead and double it. Someone says, someone's always said, hey, are the crowds bad at Christmas? Yes, they are. Thanks for asking. I'm just going to give tips. If you're going to be there for Christmas, I'm going to tell you right now. First off, the Christmas Day celebration you see on TV does not happen on Christmas at Walt Disney World or Disneyland. That's what the magic of television is all about. 2, get there early and just plan on staying there the entire day. If you leave, don't expect to get back in. Period. And usually it's the Magic Kingdom you have to have the most worries about. Same thing for New Year's Eve. Except even Epcot has a great celebration for that too. So kind of plan accordingly if you plan on going down. There's going to be a lot of crowds. Use fast passes really well. Enjoy the time in line with your family. Take a ton of pictures. Maybe even do things you normally wouldn't do. That's Mr. Chris's tip for holiday survival at Walt Disney World. Oh, Chris actually mentions if you're not in the park by 9 a.m., you're not getting in. Yeah, you're probably right.
I know someone said about characters. Yeah, they'll be out for the entire party. They'll rotate them. That's why they give you a large list. It's not like they just shove all of these characters out there. Especially for Fantasyland, there's a huge slew of characters. They will rotate, and there will be lines. Back to the original point of which I would do, as much as I love the Halloween, and I think you get better options outside of the parks during Christmas where you're not forced to do the holiday party. And this could just be simply because I haven't done this holiday party since like 2005, probably. It's, it's been, it's been more than 10 years since I've done this party. So definitely need to get down and recheck it out. But when I'm viewing, I would recommend this party. I would. I mean, once again, it's going to come down to your family's interest, your taste. Spending that type of coin. This whole topic was, basically sent for Gordon right here, which he wants to tell you he is psyched for Boma and to see AKL. We've never been there before. I hope it helped makes the decision easier. I know it's an expensive taste, but if you take a day off of a hotel, off a ticket, you're not breaking even, but it does help.
You pay a slight,
I want to point one thing.
You pay a slight premium on top of what would be a good cost for a park.
You're paying a big premium. I mean, you're not losing that day. You're not saving yourself $500 on 4 tickets.
Oh no.
So you are paying, substantially more. I know a lot of people say like, hey, when I take a day off, it only saves me $20 a person. You might justify that extra day and being able to roam around a park in the morning is worth the $20. I would agree with you, but I'm also trying to save you $20 a head and, move on from there. My tip is if you don't do the party, you do the party, doesn't matter. Really go check out Hollywood Studios because I was there when they had the Christmas stuff up last year. So pre-Toy Story.
That's right.
They still had a lot of nostalgic stuff out. If you go back on our Instagram, it's Behind the Ears Podcast on Instagram. Scroll back. Trust me, you're going to see plenty of Christmas stuff. Maybe we'll do some reposts from last year. We'll get Chris and a couple people down there to send us some cool stuff to put on Instagram. They have like the old school big circle lights attached to all the lampposts. and they had this one Santa that looked like the Coca-Cola Santa. And it could be the Coca-Cola Santa.
It
really could be because Disney's in cahoots with Coca-Cola.
Huge.
But
beard.
it just, yeah, I saw it walking by and I was like, where have I seen that Santa before? It's not your typical mall Santa. I was like, oh, that's the Coca-Cola Santa. Now, granted, I can't prove it's the Coca-Cola Santa, but it looks darn close. But I think that's going to be it for Christmas talk. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post them over in the WDW community Facebook page. We'll gladly answer any more questions. And, take Gordon's advice. Use Gordon as an example. Gordon had a question. He emailed us on the side. He posted inside the Behind the Ears podcast page and said, I need help. This is a topic I want to hear about. It's helping me make these decisions. Listen, guys, we do shows twice a week. That's one more a week than every other podcast out there. Everybody else does one show a week. We do 2. We used to do 3. And listen, we could have the content to still do 3. We chose not to because it will burn us out. We did a year of 3 shows and it was rough. We do more than every other Disney podcast out there. And that's not a knock on them. That's just saying, hey, we have a lot of content we put out there. But it's because of you guys we're able to continuously do shows. Because there are times we kind of scratch our heads like, all right, what do we want to do? I mean, we used to go through old shows, like, all right, let's recreate this. And, now we more like the open forum of talking to you guys and you guys directing us where you want to go. Because, listen, the audience drives the show, so you guys drive the show. So if you have topic ideas, and please don't, if we don't use your topic, it's not intentional. It's more of we might have literally just covered this topic like a month ago, and no one's going to come watch. No one's going to come download shows if you guys already heard the topic. So, but definitely, it's no pressure. If you don't want to, that's great. If you do, great. Send us out an email. So, you don't have to be an email. If you want to just put it on the show. Sometimes you guys don't even realize you post stuff on the community and we're like, yo, that's a great show idea. We're gonna use your question as a show idea, and it wasn't even intended that way. So keep the information coming, keep the questions coming, and just keep it coming. Anything else?
Well, I don't think this is going to be the last time we talk about anything and everything Christmas between now and Christmas. I mean, we will have people that will talk about it. We know that people are going to be going there, and we love to hear your experiences. You are more than welcome to post your pictures, stories, what have you, over at the WDW community page. It really is the best place to put it. If you post things over at the Behind Ears podcast page, quite honestly, you're more welcome to do so, but you're going to get a lot more discussion over at the WDW community page, because that is where the best Disney discussion happens all across the internet, in my opinion. Okay, slightly biased, but still. Hey, and also one other thing. If you're already a member over at the WDW community, share us out to a friend, because this is a great time to talk about Disney in a really awesome community. And we've had a ton of people join us just in this past few days. And we hope that if you're not there already, you will go ahead and invite a friend, because sharing is caring. Danny, that's all I got for tonight. What about you?
Take us away.
You got it. You heard the show, and we hope you want more. Well, feel free to join us over at our social media platforms. Instagram and our Facebook page can be found at Behind the Ears Podcast. Our webpage is behindtheearspodcast.net, and our email is behindtheearspodcast@gmail.com. And our Twitter handle is @BehindTheEarsPC. And come and join the conversation about all things Disney over at the WDW community page. Don't forget to rate and review the show over at iTunes or Apple Podcasts, as it really helps us get the word out about the show. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the show on iTunes or Apple Podcasts or the Podbean app. Also, you can listen to us on Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and via Alexa and Google Home.
And Santa Claus needs to get back to his workshop. The elves are getting out of control. With that being said, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, like Chris's exit just said. Trisha would kill me if I didn't tell everybody. Please go over to WDW Community Facebook page. Join, like, subscribe. You can't sort of subscribe to it, but join and like and comment. We'll just replace that one. And like Chris said, everybody have a safe weekend. See you all on Tuesday. But before that, look for live feeds from the parks throughout the weekend from our man, Chris on the streets. And if there is time, Uncle Danny might make a special appearance in your local Home Depot store. What is that considered? Home goods store? No.
It's a hardware store.
Hardware store. That's right.
I will.
You hear Lowe's is
no.
closing down like 50 stores, though?
Oh, no way. Because they have the best Christmas stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, they do. Well, they have that Disney line.
Yeah.
And aren't they like the DIY, like, main headquarters? Like, that's what a lot of you watch HGTV like I do. I'm like, binge.
Yeah.
They don't very rarely have Home Depot commercials.
I
rarely.
I like to go to Lowe's. In fact, I actually
like to go to both. They both have great.
I've bought appliances from both. I have tools from both, except my main ratchet sets are Cobalt brand from Lowe's, and I have yet to break anything.
Wow.
I've yet to break any of them. I'll just tell you that.
See,
right now.
my main set, I know, like Lindsay's father, I think his main set is Snap-on, basically Snap-on or Craftsman. But he was a mechanic for years. And my main set that I inherited and I started building over the years was from the great Sears. I had Craftsman tools.
I know.
Can't break them, man. I've tried.
Oh, I have.
Break.
I have broken Craftsman sockets.
Really?
Yeah.
I literally lit them on fire and they didn't break.
Oh, it was hilarious. I have broken them. In fact, one time I had a nut on when I was a kid. I had a Chevette. Couldn't get one of the lugs off. I bought the socket. It was like a $10 socket, which is a lot of money for me back then. Went out, put the breaker bar, snapped it in half, walked back in. Give me another one. He goes, weren't you just in here? I'm like, yep. He goes, okay, here's another one. So I ended up coming off. But anyway, I have broken it. They were great. But anyway, enough about us.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so just stay tuned. Chris is doing a great job with the streaming. Keep looking out for some of those streams. This Chris will be doing his coffee breaks, periodically. We're gonna figure out something to do for Uncle Danny. I feel like wearing like a smoker's coat with a giant chair in front of a fireplace with a pipe, like story time with Uncle Danny. I think it'd be cool.
Sounds like masterpiece theater.
It's a work in progress, people. It's a work in progress, okay? It's a work in progress. With that being said, everybody, please have a safe and wonderful weekend. Do something nice for somebody. I'm not going to do my normal exit. I'm going to ask everybody. I know this is the time of year where people are always going to be putting their hand out for money. Money gets tight because we literally, are trying to buy kids and family presents. Do something nice for somebody over the weekend. Do something nice. Just for no reason besides I told you to do it. Can we do that? With that being said, I am Uncle Danny. Have a safe and wonderful weekend. See y'all on Tuesday.
And I'm Mr. Chris. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And you know what? Go out there and pay it forward. Be nice, spread joy, spread cheer, and just reduce world suck. It's as simple as that. But until we meet again, we hope that you have a wonderful day, and we can't wait to talk to you again soon. Take care.